Those driving prevention system by a low frequency stimulation and high density oxygen with fragrance of grapefruits. This is about a 10 minutes presentations. This has been presented at the Equations and the Ubiquitous Human Computer Interaction Session, KES 2011, Springer-Verlag. And the driving accident is often caused by a Doze while driving. The first, I quickly summarized what we found briefly, and then I started to talk about the process in detail. We tested these following multiple conditions as this, and this, and this, if it works to prevent from those driving as a following. First, the conditions which have two levels as vibration massage for palm and the finger. Results works as successful. The second conditions, high density oxygen, a spray can. Results works as successful. The third conditions, the fragrance of the grapefruits aromatherapy. Results works as successful. Additionally, we tested all combined conditions as multi-stimulus conditions as a best success by synergy effect. This is what this research all about. From next, I start to explain how we get to know this successful in detail. And potentially, the driving computing systems, when the car is able to detect our Doze, like this kind of the stimulus comes out, it's going to be a good driving computation systems. As an intro, generally speaking, Doze driving causes many traffic accidents in this society. Many fatal accidents by Doze driving in 5 years in Japan. Research condition 1, acupressure points. The figure 1 as a palm and figure 2 as a finger are the major acupressure points. Palm is for recovery and the finger is to increase energy. We use this machine called stress remover pulse. This vibrates to massage the place to touch. Research condition 2, the high density oxygen. Inhalations of the high density oxygen could help increase levels of arousal and concentration as well as help recovery from fatigue by reactivating the brain and body cells. This is a device and how to use. Research condition 3, fragrance effect. Citrus fruits had some effects of spiritual uplift and stimulate the sympathetic nervous system and reduce stress. Aroma seeds of grape and fruit flavor with spray mask was used to inhale the fragrance. Subject to a total 6 male and female with good health conditions. In order to know the level of awakening, we need an arousal indicator as measurement of how much arousal from those conditions. This is a way commonly measured. I will skip much explanation of this because it will take a time. Just keep it as we have an indicator. If ratio is higher, more awake. Ratio is lower, less awake. The lower frequency wave of heart rate variability could be an indicator of both sympathetic and parasympathetic nervous system as a frequency range of the peak less than 0.15 seconds, which is here. And high frequency wave of heart rate variability could be an indicator of parasympathetic nervous system as the frequency range of the peak more than 0.5 seconds. Therefore, ratio between low frequency and high frequency as the active indicator of sympathetic nervous system as a ratio of low frequency and high frequency could be an indicator of nervous systems. Active sympathetic nervous system could lead to increase the blood pressure rate, pupil diameter, heart rate, and respiration frequency. It means as the ratio between low frequency and high frequency increase, people could awake and prevent from those. We also need a discomfort measure because we would like to make sure whether or not drivers awake because of discomfort by the experimental stimulus. RR interval millisecond variability rate was evaluated as a feeling discomfort or not. High variability means discomfort. Low variability means not discomfort. I mean, in this case, less discomfort. This will also take time because it's related to biology. Just keep it as we have an indicator. The picture showed the heart rate interval as a peak interval on the ECG as electrocardiograms. RR interval could also shorten or extend depending on the sympathetic nervous system and the parasympathetic nervous system. Physiologically, when RR interval variability becomes smaller numbers, human bodies are relaxing and not showing the discomfort. It means higher RR interval occurred discomfort. This is a research procedure. As a procedure 1, continue to sit on the chair more than 20 minutes with comfortable positions. One of the experimental stimulus V1, 2, 3, 4, or either one applications begins when the subject starts to feeling a dose. Procedure 2. After subject experience either one of these conditions as B1, SRP, which is low frequency massage, palm or finger. B2, high density oxygen. 3, grapefruit fragrance. 4, multi-stimuli condition, which is all. Procedure 3, a subject was asked to turn off or put it off the devices and finish either one of the conditions of the experiments. Results 1. This showed the arousal rate of each conditions. Arousal rate of multiple stimuli combined conditions showed the highest, which is this. Moreover, arousal rate for all experimental conditions did not decrease later time by habituating the stimulus. This showed the discomfort level of each conditions. A low frequency massage for finger conditions showed possibly some discomfort because RR interval or variability rate as high rate. All the other conditions, including multiple conditions, were very small discomfort. Results showed that all 3 conditions have some effects to prevent from those. Discussion 2. Additionally, we tested a combined condition as a combined multi-stimuli as a best success by synergy effect. Conclusions. Combined multi-stimulus as a best by synergy effect. As well, no discomfort except for the finger massage. There might be some weak points. Dose level must have some individual differences. Therefore, an individual dose level indicator study might be needed in the future study. The experiment time of day were valid among subjects. Therefore, evaluations for the experiments a factor of different time of day in the future could be considered. And then it might be contributed to make a dose driving prevention system for the most frequent traffic accident time. We did a following additional study to test professional drivers. Subject 9 professional drivers. In this case, during actual driving. Method survey analysis after driving. Stimulus testing multi-stimuli conditions as best conditions. In another future study, changing the type of fragrance might also be an idea to prevent habituation later. At last, some automobile software computing system may be able to control such a stimulus frequency to drivers as effective in the future car system. Thank you for listening my presentation.